missing out. But we'll go on to this then.
Yeah.
Because we have truly, for the first time, an actual Bible.
Hey.
Instead of a joke
hey.
Bible. Well, we could go back and we will be reading from the Man Plan. Sorry that we have deviated from
like 2
the
years.
First Testament.
Yeah.
But...
No, that was the Second Testament. The First Testament is Koshi's Bible.
well, what's this then? Is this just hymns? What
Dude, you know what that is?
It looks like a hymns
That's
book.
Islam. That's
And dude, how dogmatic is it? This guy gave you this book. What a king.
That's amazing.
Is this the greatest title you've ever seen in your life? Communism is Treason by Jack T. Lang.
That's amazing.
I don't like it.
Are you cunts?
Of course you don't. That's amazing.
But actually, let's read a little bit off it. I'm curious.
Yeah. Actually, can you read a little?
Yeah, I'll read from a passage
'Cause
that
it
I'm just
is-
up to because
it's
it's
a
very
pamphlet.
quick. But
It's
you know
a
what's
pamphlet.
mad about it as well? Because he keeps writing this in all of his books, which I completely forgot about, is that some politicians have principles. And he... What a Studio 10 point. Yeah, they don't really care, do they? Anyway, after this, we'll be selling asbestos cigarettes, but...
Best cigarette.
And I'll be dining with Malcolm Turnbull. I don't vote for him, but the Scalapini is good. But I don't. That doesn't mean I'm necessarily associated with him.
But yeah, you know, like he just keeps reinforcing. The first chapter of it is just him saying all the propaganda around me, trying to get me out of the sheet of shoes, was that they were saying in federal labor that I was past my prime, that I was only in it for a sort of feigned glory for being kicked out as premier. I'd been through the political mill. I'd done my time. I went in because I believe that communism is treason.
Yes.
And, you know, I don't know if this is the point where he started this party or not, because then he had Lang Labor after, and then, how good is this? The next one, the next incarnation after Lang Labor was non-communist Labor.
Dude, genius. Dude, he's the OG member of the Common Sense Brigade.
He is, dude, and he is all common sense. We were talking about this off air as well. We were saying, what is this man's ideology? I'll tell you what, it's just summed up in his badge. Lang is right. That's his ideology.
Dude, like,
He's
okay,
just correct
I've got
about everything, and he is. Communism is treason.
I've got a question, and this might trigger you a little bit, but like, just hear me out, dude. Like, the more look, Lang is a cool character and everything, but the more like I read about him and look at like his fucking book titles, he seems a little fascist to me. Like he's kind of following the Hitler playbook.
Yeah, I mean, what was his giveaway? The moustache? Like, he was a cult of personality figure. He definitely was the closest to a fascist leader that we've ever had. But here's my counter argument. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Damn.
Like, dude, he got results.
AW,
that's
Pantera,
what you really...
Pantera.
Yeah, that's right.
But you do, like, I truly think that is the way that you curb the cancer that is democracy. You really have to. You really have to have some really strong figure like that guy that just every single photo of him ever is just being like, oh, there's your camera in front of me, is it? Better be good.
I mean, what his policies were pretty boss, right?
Yeah.
Very boss.
No, they were amazing. And I read this Communist Party critique of him. It was so wimpy. It was just, you know what you read listening to this again? Like going through it? It's the same argument, it's just different people. But the people that he actually hated, the Communist Party, it's just the AUWU and the Greens now. It's just these annoying cunts that don't do anything, actually have
they
like
were
malicious
better
purpose.
because they were not funded by Pantera.
But you know who they were funded by? You know who they were funded by? Stalin.
They
really were.
I don't see a problem with that one.
Yeah, okay. See, this is the thing that like will piss us off and really like you. Dude, he just like mouths off about Tito in this book.
Really?
Yeah, he just starts going off at him.
Well, read a passage.
Yeah.
I'll read a passage, but I'll just say this bit.
That won't piss me off.
No, he was mouthing off about Tito, and I was like, well, I don't know, maybe Jack Lang isn't better than Lenin, you know? I was thinking that. And then he just says, but the communists were just singing his praises, and then a message just came down from the intern at the Soviet Union, and they just changed their tact entirely and said Tito's worse than capitalists or whatever. And then overnight, the communists just disavowed him, ripped all their posters down, started burning them on the streets. He was saying that really they had no ideology at all. It was purely just they were into another cult of personality. It was another fashion to them. But anyway, yeah, I'll read just a sentence from. I'll just
Read one paragraph.
What other Twitch channel on earth is doing this?
Yeah, and also
Actually, you know what, dude? In today's day and age, you change, and the next channel is this.
Yeah, and coming up after we read from Jack Lang mouthing off about political parties that have been inactive for decades, we'll be going into Vagina Island in the meantime. And again, who else is doing that?
dude, no one's reading this in Australia, and no one is reading this, which is, if that's the Quran, what the hell is this?
I hope James Curley's watching this.
He's not. He's not. I think he's deep in a bag of coke right now. Shout out, though.
It's so good. He's just constantly... This is all it is. It's just replace the word communist with Greens. It's just like any Labor politician today just being like, and you know what else these cunts did? Like, it's just that. It's amazing. In working amongst their teachers, the communists gloss over their revolutionary objective. They concentrate on social reform rather than on the revolutionary platform of Marxist philosophy. In its early years, the Teachers' Federation was regarded by the other trade unions as a reactionary organization. It was mostly controlled by headmasters and headmistresses. Before the Depression, communism was practically non-existent in the ranks of the teaching service. Salary reductions and a big drop in basic wage caused some of the lower-paid teachers to become bitter. Unlike other sections, they did not actually suffer unemployment, but they did find their standard of living to be undermined. In their frustration and disappointment, some of them were the easy targets for communist propaganda. As there was a non-Labour government in office, many of them took assumed names inside the Communist Party. At this stage, they were prepared to risk their careers, and the communist bosses were quite satisfied to give them undercover status. The communist shell was established inside the Federation. It was linked into the militant minority movements as the communist industrial wing was then called WM of the Miners' Federation as National Secretary. The teacher cell was immediately affiliated with the union in the Communist International Constellation system then operating. Dude, it's mad. It's like, it's just a little piece of history that you never knew anything about in Australian history. And he's just constantly talking about how, that same theory that you're talking about with how Lenin used to constantly teach about infiltration of institutions.
Well, they did that.
This is just the blueprint. Communism is treason is just that.
Well, that